What's good, YouTube? Back again with another video. In today's video, we're going to do a little bit of a comparison. We have a 1998 MJ Nike Authentic jersey. This is actually from 1998, and we're going to get into that a little bit later. And then this is the Mitchell and Ness Authentic jersey that represents the 97-98 season. So this jersey here is supposed to be a representation of this actual jersey here. All right, so we're going to get into some differences. Both jerseys are fantastic. They're great options to have. If you can get the authentic or the original, that's awesome. But these typically run a lot more in price. This jersey is just as nice in many ways. Of course, it's not the original. Mitchell and Ness did a great job in quality and craftsmanship, for sure. All right, so we're going to start off with the MJ98. All right, so you have your perforations, and that's the first thing I want to point out. So I'm going to throw up a picture of what MJ actually wore, and the perforations and the mesh holes that you see here is not only a bigger size hole, but it's also a lot more perforations throughout the jersey. And as we look at the mesh on the 97-98 Mitchell and Ness, you see here mesh holes are very tiny. They do have the correct amount of mesh holes, but the mesh holes aren't the size of the original, all right? So that's one clear difference. Another difference, and I'm going to try to show the best I can, but as you can see here, the red on the original Nike is a deeper, darker red than you get on the Mitchell and Ness. So that's another difference. And speaking of trim, as you can see here, the size and thickness of the trim on the Mitchell and Ness is a lot thicker than the Nike original, right? So the trims are a little different. The mesh holes are a little different. Now, getting back to the mesh holes, it's not like Mitchell and Ness cannot produce this style of mesh, because as we see here on the 91-92 jersey, you have the size mesh holes that are correct. So for whatever reason, they didn't want to use this style of mesh on the 97-98 jersey, but they could have. This jersey right here is representing the 91-92 season with the memorial patch. And as you can see, if I could put this a little closer, you can see how the mesh holes are a little more accurate to what the 98 season is, all right? Could they have used this mesh instead of this mesh? They could have, but they didn't, all right? So that's that. Now we get into the Twill. Really done well by Nike Authentics. And you have your 23. This is an actual double stitched. So if we get, you know what, let me put it through here. So as we get to the inside of the jersey, you see how beautiful and clean that stitching is. And you see the red outline, you see the black outline, same for the name, same for the numbers in the front. Just a real clean jersey. And the representation of that, Mitchell and Ness does a great job. And I will say the color of the Twill is pretty accurate. So that's a good thing. The Bulls font is to the T. So you see the S here on the Mitchell and Ness, and then you see the S here on the Nike Authentic. Not much differences on the 23. The only difference that I really noticed was this 3 is a little bit shorter on the middle portion there, where this 3 extends a little bit, all right? Both have embroidered Nike NBA logos. And as we take a look at the back of these jerseys, now on the Nike Authentic, you see here you have that Jordan in that slant, even from the J to the N. You have that 23. Really well done. And on the Mitchell and Ness, you have that same slant. It's not as curved as the Nike Authentic, but I believe this is actually more accurate to what MJ wore on court. And you have the numbers on the back, and as you can see here, the numbers on the back are almost identical. As far as the font goes, great job by Mitchell and Ness to represent the 1997-98 jerseys that MJ wore that year. Can't go wrong with either one. Either way you go, these are fantastic jerseys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. like, subscribe. We out. Peace.